Best odds guaranteed is one of the easiest ways to generate a profit on matched betting. It's also risk-free when you use certain steps, but it's one of the methods that quite a lot of people overlook. Loads of people will use extra places. They will use the 2-up method. They will use their reload offers and their sign-up offers as well. But very few people really look to take advantage of best odds guaranteed. I'm going to today show you 2 methods with best odds guaranteed. One where it will not cost you a penny to use it. You may get gubbed fairly quickly, but before you get gubbed, it will be very useful and you'll be able to generate some profit. Another one where it's going to have a little bit of a qualifying loss, but can lead to some big and steady profits as well. So hopefully you're going to enjoy this. Hit the like button and subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and let me know in the comments what video you want to see next. But without further ado, let's get into best odds guaranteed. So in case you're wondering what is best odds guaranteed, don't worry, I didn't know either a few weeks ago, but now I'm fully clued up. So best odds guaranteed is a promotional offer that gets offered by the bookmakers. It essentially means that when you place a bet on a horse to win the race, if their odds change before the race starts, so if their odds get better, so say for example if you bet when the horse was 5.0 and then at the start of the race the horse's odds went up to 9.0 and that horse goes on to win, you will get paid out at that 9.0. Don't worry, it doesn't work the other way. You won't lose out if the horse's odds drop and come in closer, but if the odds for the horse to win drift and go up higher and it has a better deal for you, the bookmaker will pay out on that and give you that extra bit of profit for free. So it's a nice little loop, well not even a loophole, it's just a promotional offer that certain betting sites offer. Now if we come over to OddsMonkey, go to the tools and then go to the matcher tools, there is a best odds guaranteed matcher. There is also a section on here that is a 0 qualifying loss for bets. Now personally I only like to use Smarkets for this. You're not going to get very many on Betfair based on the commission that you'll need to pay, but I like to use Smarkets, and from time to time you're going to load it up and there's not going to be any bets available, but as you can see here we have managed to get some. Is there only 10 available or is there a few more? There's quite a few there available for us to use. So essentially this means here, if we load up this one at the top, if we go over to Bet365 and bet on Mashan to win the race at odds of 5.5 and then go and lay him over on Smarkets at odds of 5.5, we will not have lost a penny. If he wins, we will make £45 at the bookmaker and lose £10 on the exchange. If he loses, we lose 45 on the exchange. Apologies, read that the complete wrong way, but if he wins, we win £45 on the bookmaker, lose 45 on the exchange. If he loses, we lose £10 on the bookmaker and we win £10 on the exchange. So regardless of the outcome, we're going to have £0 there. The way you generate the profit with best odds guaranteed is if his odds drift during the race, or I should say before the race starts, and say he goes in to this race at odds of 7.0. If he goes into the race at odds of 7.0, that's what we will get paid out if he wins. And then as you can see, if he goes into that race, so if he goes into that race at 7.0 and wins, we will obviously get paid out at that amount as well. So we will have made £70 worth of profit over on the bookmaker site. We will still obviously lose this £45 on the exchange, as you'd expect. So that leaves us with £25, but then obviously you'll have your original stake as well, that will come off that. So if his odds drift to 7.0 before the race starts and he goes on to win, you will have made £15 worth of profit from no risk at all. Now this has a lot of ifs and buts, doesn't it? It has, what if his odds drift? If he then still goes on to win? If this happens? There is a lot of triggers that need to happen with this, but that's why it is essential that there is the 0 qualifying loss. It doesn't matter if this happens here and the odds don't drift, the horse doesn't win, you just get your money back at the end of the race. You'll be sat break even. So there is no reason why you shouldn't go through all of these, apart from maybe the liability costs that are associated with it, and you may have a limited bankroll. But in terms of actual Betfair trading, or match betting I should say, there's no risk to this. We've got 3 horses here that we could easily just go do right now on Betway and Smarkets, and it won't cost us a penny. And that's the one nice thing to this. It's not going to cost you a penny. It is rare that you will generate a big amount of profit from this, but you might generate a couple pounds a day. And if you're generating a couple pounds a day, that's all you need. It's nice little tick overs of profit that you can maybe then compound and start to generate some big incomes in the future. But that's the risk-free way of doing best odds guaranteed. There is another method of best odds guaranteed that isn't risk-free, but will lead to some bigger profits. Now, the next best odds guaranteed strategy is a bit riskier. And unless you're someone who is very confident with match betting or very confident with how to place and Dutch, it's probably not going to be one for you to look at just yet. But it's definitely one for you to see and decide if you want to use in a future date. So this one is going to be using Betfair, and we're going to come over to the horse racing market. Now, we're ideally here going to want races with 6 or fewer runners. So I'm literally just going to load up. So I've literally loaded up every single race that's available, because trust me, we're going to go through these and we might not even find a race that would be worthwhile using for this. But we're going to load up all these. You are still going to need OddsMonkey, and we're going to get this up ready over here. You're going to go to all calculators, and you're going to go to the Dutch calculator down here. There's loads of free Dutch calculators you can use online if you don't want an OddsMonkey account. If you do want an OddsMonkey account, I'd be very appreciated if you use the link in the description. It'll help us both out. But that's what we're going to need over here anyway. So let's come over to our races. So what you're looking for is 6 or fewer. Perfect. We've got one here with 6 or fewer horses. And there we go. I've just cleaned it up a bit. So all these races here now have 6 or fewer. So we've already cut it down by quite a big chunk. You're then going to want to open up Odds Checker. Now, like I said, we've already done 3 or 4 steps now, and we haven't got anywhere near close to placing these bets. But it is a complicated method. But let's get into it. So we're going to open up Odds Checker, and then we're going to check every one of these races. So we've got this first one to go look at, so let's go have a quick look over here. You could just have opened up all these races instead, whichever way you prefer to do it. I just prefer to navigate through Betfair first, then on this site. But we've got the 20-2 at Fontwell, so let's get that up on here. And then the next bit you're looking at, it's small down here in the bottom left, but you're looking at the best book option. And ideally you want this to be as close to 100% as you can get. You want it to be lower than 110, absolutely you want it lower than 110. But the closest you get this to 100%, the less of a qualifying loss you're going to make. So we've got that down to 105. That's going to be around about a £5 loss on this race. We're then going to go and have a look at the rest. So we've got this one, which is also at the same place, so we can get that one loaded up nicely over here. That one's 104. Again, that one's going to be about a £4 loss, so not the end of the world with that one. This one again here is in the same race, so it's going to make it nice and easy. 5%, not too bad. We'd probably keep that one as well. The 1540, 108%. I wouldn't use that one. That's an £8. I'd like to keep between 100 and 105%, so I'm going to get rid of that one. 20-5's a nice 5% there, so we're going to definitely use that one as well. And then we've got the 5 o'clock at Linfield, so let's go get that one up. And that one's 108, so I'm going to get rid of that one over there. So now we have a nice setup. We have got 4 races that we could be potentially using. So we're going to come at this first one where you can see we've got our 4 runners over here. We've got our best odds available. You can see the best odds guaranteed down here all have a tick. So these are all ones where the best odds guaranteed offer is available. So these are the sites we're going to be using. We're going to get our Dutch calculator up. We've got 4 horses in this race, so that's what we're going to select. We're going to round our stake to be a whole pound, just so we don't get gubbed too quickly. And then we're just going to put in the best odds that are available. So with the front runner, we've got 2.2 that's available. With our second place, we've got 3.25. Look to spread these out across the bookmakers as well. Don't put them all on the same one. Our third runner, we've got odds of 4. And then our fourth runner, we've got best odds of, 24 over there, but it's not best odds guaranteed. That's not going to be ideal. But we have got Bet UK down at 19. So we're going to put that in as well. And there we go. We're going into this with a £10 stake. You can either do that as a £10 stake for the first horse, or you can do it as a total stake. But in that case, you're going to want it to be a bit more so that you actually get some bets placed. But you can see that was sat at 105%, which basically means you're going to get roughly that £5 loss if the best odds guaranteed doesn't hit. And that's what you can see here. We're going to be getting £6 loss there, £7 loss there, £5, and then £6.40. So if horse number 1 wins, you're going to be looking at a £6.40 loss. If horse 2 wins, £6.75 loss. Horse 3 wins, £5 loss. Horse 4 wins, £6 loss. And you might think to yourself, why am I doing this? But then you need to remember that best odds guaranteed. If any of these horses drift before the match starts, before the race starts, I should say, and they go on to win, that will be extra profit. So all it takes is for one of these to drift to a price that outweighs this loss over here, then you will see your profit. So yes, again, it's ifs, buts and maybes, but this way here, you're increasing the likelihood of it happening because you've covered every single horse on the race. It's why you want to make sure it's 6 or fewer, just because it's going to be easier to get all them bets placed. But as you can see, horse 4 here, for example, is running at 19 odds. If that drifts to, let's even just say 22. So if it drifts to 22 odds, you've got that £5 stake on them. So we'll times that by 5. We'll take off the £5 stake. That's sat at £105 there. That means you're getting £10 more than what you were going to be getting before, which means you're going to be getting that £4 profit. You're not going to be looking at a huge amount of profit on these, but these are going to hit more often than if you were just covering that one horse. Now you can do this on multiple other races. So for example, this one here was 105. I think majority of these were 105. So as you can see with this one, we've got a bit different odds. As you can see, we've only got a £2 loss on 2 of these, £4 loss on that one, and a £9 loss on that one. It's all just about getting that best odds guaranteed to hit. It's up to you what you want to do. You can adjust this strategy a bit. You can make the stake change. You can do whatever you wish. Of course, there will be the 2% commission if you use the Betfair exchange for any of these. So keep that in mind when you're looking along these. But ideally, you're just going to be using the sports books anyway. So there shouldn't be a commission. The exchanges are over here, but there's no best odds guaranteed on them. But that is the advanced best odds guaranteed strategy. It may be unlikely that the 4th selection here, who's at 13 odds, drifts and then wins. But if, say, the favourite here, let's say he even drifts to 3.0 odds. If he comes in at 3.0 odds and wins, that's a £37 stake. Take off the £3, that will return 108 instead of the 97. And we would only be losing roughly that £2.50. In fact, I calculated that massively wrong there. If we do 3 times 37, take off the £37 stake, I think I'm just confusing myself here. I'm also not too advanced with match betting. But essentially, if any of these odds drift and the loss over here is quite slim, you're going to be looking at a very decent profit. It will be risky. It's not going to be 100% of the time. But most people who I've saw do this online look as if they're getting a return from roughly in the long term, for every £100 they put in. So here, for example, this £100, they're looking at a £10 profit over the long term. Obviously, it's going to fluctuate. It's going to be like when you use expected value with either rackers or free bets. But it is going to be over the long term, you should see a profit. Obviously, it might still not happen. You might lose every single one of these and lose a load of money. It can go either way. But the majority of people see a profit over the long term. If you want me to try out some of these and place them and show you how they work live, I'll be happy to do that. Just let me know down in the comments. But thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.